So, Chair Wong, can you tell us a little bit about why you feel this bond is important?
Well, this bond is finishing a promise that was started back in 2012 of completing all the high schools, modernizing all the high schools, so that every student, no matter where they live in PPS, will at some point experience a world-class school.
What do you say to people who say the bond isn't focused enough, that they don't really know where it's going, the money?
Yeah, I think if you look at like the PPS's performance in all the previous bonds, we've done very well in terms of delivering what we promised on a very timely basis, most of it on time. You know, it's not perfect, obviously, but compared to most government agencies, we are near the top in terms of delivering what we promised.
In terms of specifics, like for example, people are concerned that maybe they're going to vote on the bond, but then because of redistricting, their student won't even be at that school anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Think about if you don't pass this bond, then there's a higher chance that the kid is not going to be able to go through a modernized school. So again, the whole point of this is that all the high schools are finished so that no matter where you live in PPS, no matter where you started out, you're going to go through a beautiful brand new school with HVAC, with like heating and cooling, and all the modern amenities. Sorry, long word. Yeah.
What do you say to people who say they feel like they're getting bond after bond, but they keep hearing about deficit after deficit?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that people understand this is a separate pot of money. So the state fund is what pays for our personnel, our staff, our people, our teachers. And this bond money is specifically only for capital, for buildings and stuff like that. We can't spend bond money on people, on school staff. And so, yeah, it's a separate pot. What the kind of big issue here is that since Measure 5 in 1990, the state really literally gives $0 to school districts for facilities and maintenance. And so we are thankful that we live in Portland, and Portlanders have been super supportive, and I want to say thank you to all the Portland voters for helping our students getting these brand new beautiful schools. And this is the last push. I mean, this is probably going to be the last big bond because we just have 2 high schools left and 1 that we need to finish up, and that's it. We're done for the high schools for the next 100 years.
For the next 100 years, wow.
Well, we're trying. Yeah, one of the things that also, when we build our schools, we do want higher quality schools, and we are actually building them to probably a higher quality than a lot of school districts around the nation, and they last longer. And so the goal here is that we're building our schools for 100 years.
And can you clarify when we're going to find out about redistricting, just so people know?
The work is going to be starting in June, is
Okay.
what the superintendent has signified, and it's going to be involving a lot of community feedback and a lot of school feedback and staff feedback as well. So it's going to be a very involved process. And, the whole point here is that there's no surprises.
And do we know when that's all going to be done, the redistricting?
Well, hopefully by next year.
Gotcha. And my last question, anything you have to say about soliciting feedback to the bond? Do you guys feel like you've solicited enough feedback?
So the bond is an 8-year bond, and we don't know, things can change in the next 4 or 5 years, right? And so we always, want to solicit more feedback for the bond. Especially our goal as a board is making sure that our dollars go as far as possible and affect more students, as many students as possible. So obviously feedback is a huge part of that.
Thank you so much, Chair Wong, for your time. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.